This is it right here. And I'm working on this beat thing. So we're looking at this one project here. We're going to try and mix this track up. And the track is right here. And listen back. This is how it sounds directly inside of the expansion pack. And this is the MPC Beats edition. The same as the regular edition for all the MPCs. But I got it free, so I'm just going to use it. This is the original beat that's actually on this expansion pack with its own samples. And that's it. So I've got it on here. I've been mixing it up and doing some work with it, but I got the sounds here, of course. I've actually made some of these sounds pretty big, and did some work to it. So I'll play it back. Okay, that's it. Now what I did here, let's go to the mixing board, we'll see here. So here in the front, I had to bump the bass up a little bit. I didn't like the way the bass sounds, or the bass drum rather, actually, there's no bass in here. So I'm making some more bottomy sound to it. Now what I did here is you'll see here in this mix, you'll see that there are some sounds going to subgroups. We're using 1, 2, 3, and 4 subgroups here. And then the rest of the sounds are going directly through the main program. Now, of course, when you see a program, like in this case, it's going to be hip-hop 90s DM right there. And that's what that program is. But I will send sounds out just to make sure I have a good mix of the drums, particularly when using hip-hop. So, for example, I will play this back, and I'll pull out the... So I want to get the sound right here. I'll make sure it gets to be just right enough for me to hear it back. So what I'll also do here, I will put something on my master output. You'll see right here. There's the king hat right there. And that's for the actual master with this crown. So you'll see I've got a parametric EQ set up here. My parametric EQ, and this is set for a heavy smile here. Then again, right here, I got a maximizer, mastering light. So that will give me my overall sound. So I want to make sure it's tight enough. And I'm going to pull this down top. I'm going to keep it here. This is just my ending. I want to keep it right below 3 dB right there. And so you'll see I've got several sounds here. So let's play some of these sounds back. So I replaced this with the sound that's already in that expansion pack. And then I went into my drum program, which I'll go to right here. And you'll see there are 2 sounds here, right? It's layered. And you'll see here in the samples and layers, it's layered here. But I also pitched it so they match up. Then after pitching it so the sounds match up, I'll scroll down to here. You'll see here, I use the high pass filter here on the drum mix to get a more darker sound of that snare. And it has a tube drive tied to it too as well. Let's go back to the mix. And here I've got another sound here, which we're not hearing. So I need to pull this up. That's like some sort of sound with an open hi-hat. So I left it the way it was. This is the way the creator made it. So if I have to mix someone's song, I always leave it the way it is. I just sort of like switch some stuff up to make sure they get what they want right there. And so we'll keep that. And other sounds here too as well, like this sound here. This is another bass drum. In this case, I use a parametric EQ and a compressor. Some basic ideas. Just to get something warm out of it. I need to counteract it, so I need to have this up a little bit more, let's say, and I have this one in. that's how that sound actually sounds. So I come back to here, take out the effects. So I just left it the way it was, but just added some sort of compression, in this case EQ on the first bass drum, to get that bounce in the drums. And this is my impression of it, how I would actually use it. Let's stop that. Let's pull this out of here. So I want to make sure the drums are tight here. Then we got this sound here that happens throughout the entire track, which I need to probably set to a subgroup. So that sound is this sound here. So I'm going to come right in here, lift it up, 10, 11, and 12. So I'm going to send them all out to, let's see, let's use subgroup 5. So let's go to here. Since they have to be on this main sound, I'll make sure they have the same feel or same effect on them. That's the sound right there, right? So let's pull this down now. Get this down. We're just going to hear this sound right here. I can mute these and get an idea what's going on here. Since they're on 3 separate tracks, once they come to the same track, they tend to be this dominant sound inside the mix. And so what I want to do here is make sure they remain that tight sound. But I'm going to come back to here. I'm going to pull up a vintage. Actually 1200 on top of this. Yeah. You won't hear it, but you do if you listen carefully. That's good. Then I want to add something else here, a little EQ. Use an enhancer. Okay, good. Now just close this out. Then I'll try it and hear it back how it sounds with everything else. Alright, good. Got this stuff. We'll make sure the stuff in the background is to the left. It's good. So here I can check on my balance. It's actually in the main mix, but it's still being sent out. It's not it's here, right here. Excellent. Yep, we gotta send this back out. Also to 5. Down a little bit more. That defines the end of it. I'll pull this up a little more. And so they're in there. Now let's get rid of this. I don't need this anymore. And I want to hear it back. We're not above 3 dB, but you are. Just right as 3 dB right there. I'd like to add a rap to it. I haven't got a rapper coming in, but I'll probably pull this up here. Oh yeah, cool.
Time is illmatic, keep static like old fabric. Pack a formatic to crack your whole cat.
You're gonna get a rapper once in a while, get some sort of acapella somewhere, and pop it on a track, you know? You never know. But in this case, I pulled in a little bit of Nas right there, just to get an idea how this will sound for anybody if I do this type of mix for someone. I want to make sure that the beat is there and it's bouncing. So I'm gonna pull this down. Get the background sounds just right. I'll mention it's just not too much over anything. I want it to be right there. I want the beat to dominate. Then we come back in.
Time is illmatic, keep static like wool fabric. Pack a formatic to crack your whole cash.
Just trying to check the mix, make sure it's right. Reverse in there.
Time is illmatic, keep static like wool fabric. Pack a formatic to crack your whole cash.
And this sound is on the
Time is
pads.
illmatic,
I
keep
just put
static
in the
like wool
first beat.
fabric. Pack a formatic to crack your whole cash. Time is illmatic, keep static like wool fabric. Pack a formatic to crack your whole
Okay, I like
cash.
that. And this one right there. But it's all cool. So that's how I actually take it, expansion pack, add some few different things to it, but essentially just trying to keep the same flavor to draw out more from the beat though, by creating some subgroups. Any questions, hit me up in the bottom. I'll respond to those also. And I have another mix coming up soon, in one day. Peace.